Imagine for a second that you wake up and find a stack of cash on your table. No note, no context, just money. In the real world, you'd probably be confused, maybe a little happy, right?
In the real world? Sure. But on the internet? That's a crime scene waiting to happen.
Exactly. And that is the perfect entry point into what people are calling the random money saga. I've been scrolling through this Harrison versus VeryDarkMan situation, and honestly, it feels like a psychology experiment gone wrong.
It really does. It's fascinating because, on the surface, it's about money. But if you peel back the layers, it's not about finance at all. It's about how we communicate, or rather, how we fail to communicate in the digital age.
So, for the benefit of anyone who has been lucky enough to stay off social media this week, lay out the players for us. We have two very different archetypes here.
Right. On one side, you have Harrison. Think of him as the auditor of the internet. He's the guy who preaches fairness, transparency, accountability. He's usually calm, collected, very deliberate with his words.
The guy who brings a spreadsheet to a knife fight.
Precisely. And on the other side, you have VeryDarkMan, or VDM. He is the complete opposite energy. He's raw, he's loud, he's a disruptor. He's the guy who shakes the table just to see what falls off.
So, the auditor meets the disruptor, and the catalyst is this mysterious, random money. From what I gathered, Harrison wasn't even attacking VDM initially, was he?
That's the tragedy of it. Harrison's stance was essentially, hey, there's this money floating around, the source is unclear, and as public figures, we owe the audience an explanation. It was a call for transparency. He explicitly said he wasn't accusing anyone of theft. He just wanted the math to make sense.
Which sounds reasonable in a vacuum. But we don't live in a vacuum. We live in an echo chamber. How did VDM take it?
How do you think? He took it as a declaration of war. To VDM, a request for transparency sounded like an accusation of fraud. He came back swinging firm, fiery, claiming the money wasn't random at all, and that Harrison was just stirring the pot for clout.
It's the classic translation error of the internet. One person says, "I have a question," and the other person hears, "You are a liar."
Exactly. And this is where it gets messy. VDM felt that if Harrison really wanted answers, he could have sent a DM. He could have made a phone call. By doing it publicly, VDM felt it was performance art, not a genuine inquiry.
That's a fair point, though. If I have a problem with you, and I tweet about it before I text you, am I looking for a solution, or am I looking for an audience?
That is the million-dollar question. But here is where the third character enters the story.
The audience.
The audience. The internet took this disagreement and poured gasoline on it. Within minutes, it wasn't about the money anymore. The comment sections weren't discussing financial ethics. They were picking teams like it was a gladiator match.
I saw that. It became about personality. I like Harrison's tone, so he's right. Or, I like VDM's energy, so he's right. Facts became secondary to vibes.
It's the tribalism of tone. We decide who is telling the truth based on whether we like their delivery. Harrison's supporters think calm equals correct. VDM's supporters think loud equals honest. And in the middle of that noise, the actual truth about the money just evaporates.
It's terrifying when you think about it. A vague sentence becomes a scandal. A defense becomes a clapback. It feels like we've lost the ability to handle nuance.
We have. And look at the irony, both of these men claim to want the same thing. They both say they hate misinformation. They both say they want clarity.
Right. If they were locked in a room without Wi-Fi for 10 minutes, this would probably be resolved over a handshake.
Without a doubt. But the moment you put an audience in front of them, the incentive structure changes. You can't back down because backing down looks like losing, so you double down. Harrison has to keep asking questions to maintain his brand of accountability. VDM has to keep fighting back to maintain his brand of being untouchable.
So the conflict becomes a product.
Exactly. The drama is the content, and we, the consumers, are eating it up. We claim we want them to resolve it, but do we? Or are we just refreshing the page waiting for the next response video?
That hits hard. We are the ones incentivizing the chaos. So, where does this leave us? Is there a lesson here? or just noise?
I think the lesson is about the cost of public perception. We are watching two influential people potentially burn a bridge over a misunderstanding that the audience engineered. It's a warning sign. Before we jump into the comments to pick a side, maybe we need to ask, are we helping uncover the truth, or are we just funding the circus?
That's a heavy thought to end on. The random money saga isn't about cash. It's about the currency of attention. And right now, inflation is out of control.
Couldn't have said it better. It's a market bubble of drama, and eventually, it has to pop.
Well, let's hope we're still around to see what happens when it does. That's all the time we have for this deep dive. It's been a pleasure dissecting the madness with you.
Always a pleasure. Until next time, keep your receipts.
And maybe, just maybe, send a text before you tweet. Thanks for listening, everyone.